Coming up on News Live at 6, a major change to the way campus looks at what we're learning about SU's new dorm construction.
Plus, students prepare for holiday travel, how Amtrak is getting some students' plans back on track.
And snow, snow, and more snow. I'll have what you can expect in Syracuse. News Live at 6 starts right now.
Is CitrusTV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
A new era is coming soon for Syracuse University's campus. Welcome to News Live at 6. I'm Moira Vaughan.
And I'm Achkar. Demolition will soon begin on Marion and Kimmel Halls as the university prepares to build 2 new dorms. This follows the university's acquisition of the Marshall and Sheridan in recent years. Our reporter Ronnie Perillo explains the timeline and the changes that students will soon see.
So there are 2 more buildings on the chopping block this holiday season for the university to demolish and then rebuild new dorms in their place. And they're right behind me here. That's Marion Hall, built in the mid-50s. And then its next door neighbor, Kimmel. That's got a dining hall attached to it. That has not been in operation for a few years now. And I've heard the tall tales from CitrusTV alumni about late night tacos there. We have never experienced that at our time here at Syracuse. But these buildings are bound to be replaced in early 2025. They'll start construction on brand new dorms that are expected to house up to 500 students here on the Hill. So next on the chopping block of buildings here at Syracuse University, right here, the Comstock Avenue Garage. Now, we here at CitrusTV, we love to use the roof of this place because it provides us with a beautiful shot of the central New York sunset. So I guess, we'll just have to figure out something else to do. But we're not the only ones. The people who park here, students, faculty, staff, they're all going to be getting an email from the university to tell them what their new parking arrangements will be, because these spaces are about to go away when the new student housing goes up.
Last month, Amtrak announced additional trains would be returning to routes running through New York State. Our reporter Roman Verna is in studio with how this is affecting student holiday travel. Roman, good evening.
Yeah, guys, that's right. Back in October, Amtrak announced it would be cutting service on parts of its Empire service route due to track repairs in New York City. However, after pressure from Governor Hochul and in anticipation of a record holiday travel season, Amtrak brought back both those trains and added more cars to previously scheduled trips. But students are still split on whether the change is enough to make them ride. These days, students have a couple of options for getting home over break. Many are picked up by family members or drive home themselves. However, an increasingly popular option is the train. Owen Wilson is a Syracuse student from Toledo, Ohio, and although he is driving home for this year's break, he says the train is his usual go-to.
Because there's a station in Syracuse, it's really easy for me to take the train there and back, and getting people to pick me up or taking an Uber is no problem. And
Owen isn't alone. In 2023, 138,000 passengers rode the train from Syracuse, a 12% increase year over year. On the Empire service as a whole, ridership was over 2 million. These record numbers, in addition to pressure from Governor Hochul, moved Amtrak to restore the 2 trains removed from the Albany to New York City section of the route, which trains from Syracuse connect through, and add more cars to previously scheduled services. And although these schedule additions make the trip more convenient, some students believe that more could be done to making the train a viable option.
I did it 2 years ago for spring break, going to New York. It was a 7-hour train ride. It was quite an experience, a lot of stops going through Albany, and yeah.
Probably make an easier route, because right now you have to get to Boston, and then I'd have to have someone pick me up, and it's like an hour away from Boston, so.
Those schedule additions took effect earlier this week and are expected to remain in place through March 2025. That's all I have for now. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Roman. And Murray, I don't know about you. I think I forgot that we get this cold weather here at Syracuse. I literally had my hood up, looking down, because I was like, hail and sleet and snow. It's all back. Yeah. It's back to stay.
No, right before I came here, my car was covered with snow, and I took the brush, and as I was wiping it off the car, it went all over me. And I just,
we just love that.
For a second there, I really questioned, why did I come to Syracuse for school? And then I remembered I was going to CitrusTV, and it made it feel so much better. That being said, though, our weather anchor, poor Michael, we put him outside today, but
Michael,
he is outside. He's fighting that cold.
Stay strong.
My question is are these temperatures going to potentially warm up Lamorte? What do you have to say?
Well, before it's actually my choice to be out here. I spoke with our executive producer, Dylan. He said, Mike, if you want to go outside, but it's going to be freezing. I didn't believe him, and now I'm super cold. See the steam coming out, guys, right degrees. More 19 no conditions there. We are having technical we do for that at this moment. But let's take a look across the region. Right now in Rome, 19 degrees, Cortland 19 degrees, Binghamton 18. They all share the lowest lows across the region. Rome under a winter weather advisory. There's snow coming down in the area right now. Tonight in Syracuse, 24 degrees. There is a chance of snow showers overnight. So make sure, guys, you are staying safe outside. Again, if you have to go out now.
Michael, thank you so much. We do apologize for some of those technical difficulties, but SU is expanding its benefits to provide prenatal leave to university employees in New York State. This care will be required under New York law starting January 1st. The state's new leave law gives private employees 20 additional hours of paid leave for pregnancy care services in a 52-week period. New York is the first state in the country with this type of work benefit.
And SU often calls itself the best place for vets, and today they gained another reason to do so. The New York State Bar Association is recognizing Professor Beth Kubala, Director of Veteran and Military Affairs in the College of Law, as of the Veteran Advocate of the Year. This award recognizes a, quote, attorney who has positively impacted or provided exemplary services to current and retired members of the U.S. military in New York State, end quote. Kubala's work helped create new programs to fight veteran homelessness and substance abuse.
Christmas tree shopping is full swing with families decorating for the holidays. Our reporter Benjamin Lefkowitz tells us how one Central New York tree farm is bringing in the holiday cheer for veterans.
This Central New York Christmas tree farm is ringing in the holiday season with a special twist. As part of the Trees for Troops, a national campaign and holiday tradition for the Romagnoli Christmas tree farm in Canastota, nearly 900 Christmas trees were collected to be sent to military families.
After you've gobbled up all your Thanksgiving leftovers, it's finally time for Christmas tree season. I am here outside of Romanelli's tree farm in Canastota, New York, where for nearly 2 decades, this farm has collected trees to donate to military families. The farm this year has collected nearly 900 trees.
For owner Dewey Romagnoli, who has participated in the campaign for nearly 2 decades, there's a personal connection to who the trees are going to.
In the service, we have a nephew that's in the service still. 17 years ago, we started out by sending maybe about a half a dozen trees, sent it to another farm, and we just kept on getting larger and larger every year. Just the feeling of the Christmas spirit that you're sending to these folks that are serving our country. It's a real good feeling. It's a real good feeling.
Reporting outside of Canastota, New York, Benjamin Lefkowitz, CitrusTV.
Thank you, Benjamin. And yesterday, the Syracuse Art Museum held a community showcase for students involved with a project inspired by the works of Gordon Parks. Our reporter Sigourney Bell has all the details.
Enjoy.
In the Syracuse Art Museum, the work of activist, poet, and photojournalist Gordon Parks is displayed inside. But there's more to this scene.
We really wanted to reach out to people in our community and students to look at his work, be inspired by his work.
The Census Project, a music production space, collaborated with the Syracuse Art Museum to have students create a song based on a piece from the Gordon Parks exhibit. After lots of hard work, chosen students shared their songs with an audience. Sky, a Syracuse student, shares the piece she selected.
So I chose the image that stood out to me, and it was really kind of like a relationship being built with the image and Gordon Parks' work in general, and it was I had to be very intentional with everything I did based off of that.
Sky explained she wanted to represent the struggle of Black Americans as portrayed by Gordon Parks through EDM beats. And although the exhibit is closing on December 10th, whether through EDM, R&B, or gospel, students carry on the message of this exhibit, a message of freedom from a poet and his camera. Reporting for Citrus TV News, I'm Sigourney Bell.
And with one eye on the winter break, let's take a look at when dining halls will close across campus. Brockway, Orange, and Shaw dining halls close on December 15th. Sadler and Graham close on December 18th, while Ernie stays open until the next day. All dining halls will reopen on January 10th with regular hours.
And when one door closes, another opens, and the libraries will have extended hours for finals. Byrd Library will be open 24 hours from Friday the 13th to December 16th. Carnegie will be open until 11 both of those days. If you need a pick-me-up, there's a positivity station open on the first floor of Byrd until the 11th. I know I'm going to need that. You will find goodie bags, encouraging notes, and snacks.
And tomorrow, the Syracuse Mets will host their annual garage sale. The sale is open to the public and goes from 10 to 1 at the NBT Bank Stadium. Fans can enter the stadium through the home plate gate, and there will be no charge for entry or parking. The sale includes game-worn jerseys, cleats, helmets, and more. Fans can also buy their full or half-season tickets for the 2025 season.
If you don't manage to do all of your shopping at the garage sale, USPS is urging you to get your online orders done soon. The influx of packages this time of year always causes delays. The USPS distribution center in Syracuse says they're handling twice the number of packages this time of year compared to normal weeks. They say if you want your gifts on time, you have to order before December 18th or order express by December 21st.
And there's a new place to get pasta, meatballs, and sausage. Now I'm just getting hungry thinking about it. Replacing the American spot on Westcott, Loaded, the restaurant Colucci puts a modern spin on traditional Italian classics. Our Holden Sherman is with the owner of the spot to hear from the owner about the restaurant and what they plan to bring to the city. Holden, good evening.
Good evening, Moira. Pasta, meatballs, sausage. It's all at Colucci. Today, I'm with John Colucci, the owner of Colucci. How are you doing today, John?
Good.
And more importantly, you say that your restaurant has a modern spin on traditional Italian classics. What does that mean? What does that entail?
Just a little different things. We're doing some street food, which is like supoli, triangulos, which is a twist on a trapezzini. So just different things, and using some of my grandmother's recipes, as in, spicing up her sauces and her cutlets and stuff like that.
So Westcott is a very passionate area. Overall, the city of Syracuse got a lot of very towny, passionate people in it.
Yep.
What went into the decision to open here?
Just looking at the area, and there's so many. This area is very diverse. So you have families, you have students, you have a lot of people in this area, and that's really what it came down to. And I've always loved Westcott. I've been coming up this since I was a kid, so I'm from this kind of area. So that was made this decision to come here.
With vegan options, with Italian classic options, there's a lot to go get at Colucci. Reporting in Syracuse, Holden Sherman, Citrus TV.
Holden, thank you. And coming up on News Live at 6, TikTok was dealt with a major blow as it appeals its ban in the U.S. What's next for the social media giant?
1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Peter Elliott, Marie Achkar, and Michael Lamorte. Now, your campus news leader continues.
With the holiday season in full swing, Central New York is getting ready to celebrate.
That was a good one, I have to admit. Our Brandon Myers takes us to Utica, where one holiday icon is cracking the Christmas code.
The holiday season is known for many things: holiday decorations, the snow, and of course, the Nutcracker. It's always nice to have one Nutcracker in your home to give it that holiday cheer. Or maybe you want two. Or maybe quite a lot.
Well, last time we counted them, when we put them up, there was over 600.
The Oneida Historical Society here in Utica has collected hundreds of Nutcrackers for display in all shapes, sizes, and careers.
That's kind of the charm of it. There's rock stars, there's traditional Nutcrackers, there's ballerinas, there are sports figures. It's all over the place. It's interesting to watch visitors come because they will sit and sort of chill with them, and I don't know what they're thinking about, but they'll just sit and stare at them for a long time.
The Nutcrackers here were first displayed at a local bar here in Utica, which collected them for more than 30 years. When it was time to sell, the Historical Society offered to give the Nutcrackers a new place to stay.
A couple months, 2 years ago, she said, "I'd like to talk to you about the display," and then very soon after, 2 pickup truck fulls showed up.
Alongside a scavenger hunt, puzzles, and other holiday activities in the Utica area, finding a reason not to come is one tough nut to crack. In Utica, Brandon Myers, Citrus TV News.
A federal appeals court panel sided with the Justice Department upholding the TikTok ban in the U.S. The law forces the Chinese owner of the app ByteDance to sell it by January 19th to an American-owned company.
DC's Circuit Court denied TikTok's request to review the law. TikTok has previously sued to block the law, saying it infringes on 170 million American users' First Amendment rights. TikTok says they expect the case to go to the Supreme Court.
And coming up, I'll have your full 5-day forecast, plus how can you stay warm? I'll tell you just after this break.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe.
But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
All right, welcome back to CitrusTV News, your campus news leader. I'm still outside, still freezing. Let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. Obviously today, high of 29 degrees, a low of 21. Snow, snow, and snow all throughout this weekend. It's going to warm up a bit on Sunday, high of 40 degrees, low of 32. And then you can't expect snow on Monday and Tuesday, but you can expect rain. Rain showers all throughout early next week. 41 degrees the high on Monday and 48 degrees the high on Tuesday. So we're warming up nearly 20 degrees from today all the way to Tuesday. Okay, guys, let's take a look at the weekend. Obviously, like I said, there's going to be snow all throughout the next 3 days. So how can you stay warm? Well, one, you could stay indoors. You're going to want to bundle up. So coats, hats, scarves, and gloves, all of them. Don't be like me. I forgot my hat, I forgot my scarves and my gloves. Make sure you do that. Have some soup, tea, or some hot chocolate. That's always, can't go wrong with that. And if you have a fireplace, I think now's a good time to use it. We'll have one last look at your wake-up weather later on in the show. But right outside, Mike Lamorte for CitrusTV News. Guys.
Thanks, Mike. We'll get inside soon. Syracuse basketball still searching for its biggest win of the season and a whole lot more. Sports coming up. Stay with us.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner. Go.
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Sports still in full swing heading into the holiday season. We need to take a look at our Syracuse teams around the hill. Welcome to Sports. I'm Adam Avin. But before we do just that, let's go big picture to the NFL. The playoffs just around the corner, and a huge game took place last night. Division rivals Detroit and Green Bay faced off on Thursday Night Football, and it was everything you wanted and more. Let's take a look at the highlights from that game. It was the game of the running backs. David Montgomery, 2 touchdowns in this one, got the Lions off to an early lead. They took a 17-7 lead heading into the halftime break, but Jordan Love for the Packers said, "I got you, Green Bay." Hits a deep shot to Christian Watson, sets them up for the touchdown. Like I said, the game of the running backs. Josh Jacobs for the Green Bay Packers, 3 touchdowns in this one, led the comeback, put the team on his shoulders. You love to see that from the all-pro running back. Jordan Love, though, trying to get them back to tie the game or potentially take the lead. They couldn't do that, so they settled for the field goal. The Packers waste all their timeouts now in the fourth quarter, And Jared Goff almost trips. David Montgomery gets the first down, secures the win for the Lions, sets up his kicker, Jake Bates, for the game-winning field goal, and Detroit stays at the top of the NFC. A lot of playoff implications in that one, and it was a really exciting one if you got to watch that game on Thursday Night Football. Syracuse football, though, also has a lot of playoff implications coming up. Last week, if you missed it, SU defeated Miami, who was ranked 6th in the nation, and because of that, catapulted the Orange into the top 25, giving them a much better chance at making a top-tier bowl game. There's been a lot of predictions of what bowl game Syracuse football was going to play. In the Duke's Mayo Bowl versus Minnesota, 24/7 says that. The Gator Bowl, ESPN and CBS Sports, has Syracuse playing in both of those games. Fran Brown, though, you got to talk about the job he's done this year, getting Syracuse into a bowl game, the first head coach for the Orange to win 9 games in his first season since 1991. Not sure if Syracuse quarterback Kyle McCord will play in those bowl games, but regardless, SU football fans should be excited about the potential of a good bowl game matchup. Over to the hardwood, Syracuse men's basketball travels to South Bend to face off against Notre Dame. It's the 56th all-time matchup between the two programs, who have faced off every year since 1966. These two teams, not necessarily rivals, but still should be an exciting battle nonetheless. Syracuse sits at 4-3 on the season right now. In the history of this matchup, Syracuse looks to extend their win streak against Notre Dame to 4 straight. They've won the last 3 last year in Syracuse. This year, though, both teams are playing without their 2 leading scorers. J.J. Starling out with a left hand injury for Syracuse. Marcus Burden out for the Fighting Irish with a knee injury. Both average nearly 20 points per game. Should be a big one in Purcell Pavilion in South Bend. That game takes place tomorrow at noon. If you want to hear more about what goes on in that game, you can check out Citrus TV's own post-game show, Orange Press Pass, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon for all your Syracuse basketball coverage. Moira, Marie, should be a fun one.
Adam, thank you so much. When we come back, we'll have one last look at your weather. Stay with us.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Taking a look at our wake-up weather tomorrow, 29 degrees and cloudy. You know, could be worse, not a huge snowstorm. So you know what, Moira? I think I'm just going to take that for what it is and be grateful.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, they see the cloudy skies. It's putting a cloud on my day. It's the last show of the entire semester. What are we going to do?
You know, it's really sad, but I first want to give a huge shout-out and thank you to our executive producer, Dylan Brendel. Let's show Dylan right now, actually. Wave to the camera, Dylan. Yeah!
Previous
Dylan,
news director.
Oh, Dylan, you're
best.
amazing. You know, I actually knew Dylan my very first day of freshman year. We sat next to each other in Com 117, and now we are ending the show together. It's crazy, but Dylan, you're so talented. We love you. You're going to absolutely kill it in Pennsylvania. You're a very talented producer, and I cannot wait to see what you do best at that station.
He's an incredible news director. He's near me now in Lancaster, so I'll definitely have to go out and visit him.
Yes.
Because so talented. He cleared me to be a reporter, so I just love him.
This is actually so sad.
Oh.
Dylan, we love you. We love you so much. But unfortunately, that's Citrus TV News Live at 6 for this Friday.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. For now, the entire Citrus News team, I'm Moira Vaughan.
And I'm Marie Achkar. Have a great night, Syracuse.